live.
All
right, we're back again.
Hey, Michael. Hey, thanks for coming back. Thanks for finding us and joining us again. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Yep, my screw up. Hey, I said it was testing out equipment. So
well, like I said, it'd be cool if it wasn't, if it was just legitimate stuff we were, but
yeah,
it's crazy how it immediately attracts the spammers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why StreamYard's doing it. I mean, it does help. I mean, it would help a lot of channels. It's not attracting the right people for us. So
yeah, I know. It's going on.
I'm actually glad you tried it, because I didn't know because the last time I did that, I put gaming as a category, and I don't normally do that. And I thought, oh, that's what did it, because I was getting kids on there.
At first, I looked up, and when we started, we had 7, and then it went to 8, and then all of a sudden we got those 5 or 6 posts, and I flipped up, I hovered over the eyeball to see what channels, and Ross's channel had about 12 of them.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah, that's okay. And so if you're joining us, we're just doing a little impromptu stuff. Charles, thanks for jumping over and joining us here from the crazy balls there. Now it's our own known set of crazy balls.
Yeah, but exactly.
Just hanging out. I think you're just gonna play a little casino. We're gonna talk a little bulge game. Like I said, I'm gonna have to leave some point early to go do some car work stuff. But all right. There.
Yeah, no, just kind of hanging out, testing equipment, and like I said, me testing out, making a stream, and hey, I stumbled into the same problem that Wardrobe did, so I feel honored.
Well, right, and I mean, I'm glad to see what caused it, so that's good. All right, groovy.
So, anyways, yeah, testing out some new equipment. It's not working out so well. I may need to sometime invest in a industrial strength computer for out here and doing live streams with video and kind of that kind of fun stuff, because I got a nice pan zoom camera here and I can't really use it because the software just takes up too much horsepower on the 16 gig machine. I'm like, geez.
Well, do you need a new machine, or can you just dump some more memory into it?
Nah, it's maxed out. The machine's maxed out.
16 gigs, yeah, that's old.
That's old. 6-7 years ago, that was the state of the art. Now it's old. So, anyways, I may do that, but no, I've got casino up. Hopefully, everybody saw. I put out a video yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I finally got that all edited and put out there. Kind of give an introduction to it. Beautiful maps. You can see one up here. See it up here, I should say. With all the units
like those
on
casino maps.
Yeah. These are really cool. And I was looking for a photo for the tonight, and I found this one, and in the background, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the map, and I'm like, wow, this is like pretty damn close.
That is. The lighting on that one right now is not doing it justice, but that map is freaking gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Richard, cheer, buddy. Say hello. There's 11 of y'all out there. Say hello so we know who's observing us.
Yeah, say hi. So anyways, I wanted to get this on here because I know somebody wanted to play this. Not necessarily on camera right now, but somebody was interested in playing Panzer Grenadier at some point.
He still is. I know he still is because I chit-chatted with him a little bit last night about it. But he's got this big to-do miniature thing that he's been doing all this work for, and then he's going to start what's today's date, the 18th. 3 days he starts that paint challenge, so I know him and Brian are prepped for that. And I know he's got a week off coming, but I ain't gonna lie to you, I told him last night, you probably need to sleep for a week, because I think he said what did Todd say, he put in 90 hours this work week?
He's doing 90 hours this week. Yeah.
Jeez. That's insanity.
I can't spend 8 hours a day at work.
He's a young dude.
That timeline of work.
Well, now Ray, I'll tell you, Camp and I want to start doing something on Thursdays. That was, if we haven't started yet, that's on me. So he picked up the ball tonight just to do something off the wall. But I don't know. We'll see how things go. I got to get through the month of February, man, with this 911 turnover. And I got hit today with I got an appointment set yesterday for today, a meeting. They're going to map all of our schools.
What's that mean?
Yeah, they got all the rooms and stuff in all the schools in the entire county.
Oh, wow.
The education is, and it has to tie into our 911 mapping system. So I had a meeting day. We were going to do that when I first started with the county, but we were going to buy the camera and do it all ourselves. But that was a big undertaking. So now I got four different things to plug into this new 911 system, and I don't have the answers yet. I'm waiting for one particular answer on something before I can start pushing the buttons for everything else, and I'm waiting on that one answer, and I haven't got it yet. So once that happens, I figure about the middle of January, I'm going to be going just hog nuts.
Oh my!
Yeah. So
that's
and I don't have any help, so it's all me.
That's pretty aggressive to actually map out the buildings, the inside of the buildings.
Yeah. And all the dispatchers will be able to see it, on their computers. So. Toll, how you doing? Brian or Michael Sher, how are you, sir? Ray, greetings. Brian Gash, greetings. Danny. Yeah, this was definitely random.
Yep. So anyways, so testing out some new equipment, finding where it's breaking, finding where it's going, and also playing a little Panzer Grenadier. I don't know who's played out there. I know Charles played a little bit with it years ago. I used to play this all the time. Quite a bit. You can see me up on pghq.com. I've been up there a number of times. And if you actually look in the latest rule set, you'll find somebody who proofread it too.
All right.
So, yep, it's all good stuff.
No, it's the original box, and that's it.
You have the original box, yeah. I mean, it really is fun. I mean, it gets you down to the tactical level with it, and that's a good question.
Well, you're the only one that can answer that because I can't.
Yeah, did you see that? I didn't know they're coming out with that thing.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, I was surprised. I was like, oh, they're retrofitting that.
I didn't. If we can talk about that a second, I didn't realize that. I thought they were just going to simplify the rules, and so I didn't know they're making new counter sets, new. I guess it makes sense. They have to kind of redo the scenarios a little bit because it's like ASL and ASL starter kit. You can't play full ASL scenarios with starter kit rules because there's terrain, but pretty much they don't do any different counters. I think not using different counters. I think they're using different counters, right?
I don't know. That's one question I have. I'm just wondering, are they having different counters for the games? I mean,
here's the thing. Could we get one of the guys on a Saturday stream to interview him?
Could reach out to Nathan.
Paul, let's go. Get to work. Get to work.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it, to hear from them? Like
now that they're releasing it, we can talk. I think they would be more open to talk about it.
That would be cool. Yeah, let me try to reach out to him. I also know I noticed one of the developers. I know one of the developers there. I'm not sure he's a streaming guy, but I can see about Nathan. He's always on Consim World answering questions and on Board Game Geek answering questions.
That'd be cool.
So we can reach out and figure it out and see what's going on with it. Yeah, I'd be interested. I mean, I'm kind of interested, seeing as they're retrofitting it back. Of course, they're not going way back. If you notice, it said in there they're stopping with just Twin Peaks, and even there, it's just going to be Cedar Mountain retrofitted because South Mountain's being redone with Gleam of Bayonets too.
Yeah, so. And I think that's okay. I mean, I don't think the simple people are going to necessarily want to play everything. I mean,
can it be a replacement for ASL? I mean, is it at that level? I mean, or is it
a what? A replacement for ASL?
Yeah, I mean, is it at the level of ASL?
The starter kit? What are you talking about?
Oh, the Panzer Grenadier.
Oh gosh, man, we were talking about GBACW.
I'm sorry.
Oops. Wait.
Did you really think we were talking
We
about
just
Panzer
switched
Grenadier?
gears. We just went.
Yeah,
That is hilarious. Like, what are you talking about?
that's bad. I need a vacation.
Wow.
The answer is to both yes. So yes, you can replace GVHCW with Panzer Grenadier.
Loving it, Brian. Love it. It's my new favorite SCS system.
Wait, which one?
Paul Blau.
Oh
Victory
no,
in the West
yeah,
Wing.
mine too.
Love it.
However,
No,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say to answer your question though, I wouldn't say it's a replacement to SL or any of the other tactical games. It's just another tactical game. And
Yeah,
actually,
and
really,
I don't mean replace. I mean, is it along the same lines? I mean, scale wise or like that?
no, scale it's up. Think more like
Panzer
Leader and Panzer Blitz, the old Avalon Hill stuff. Because these are all platoons, if I
Platoons, not squads. Okay.
Yeah.
if I pull one of these counters here, you can see this is it's backwards here, but it's a platoon
No, it's good to us.
of unit.
Remember, when
And
it's backwards to you, it's proper to us.
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd I have him? Oh, I had him over here. The difference is, you got platoons, but then you've got these leaders. You see these leaders here, like this major. That's really your command. So
Right.
remember with Panzer Leader, Panzer Blitz, there was really no command. You could just move stuff all over the place the way you wanted to. This changes that by using leaders to control your command. So like when I get started here with this, I'm going to be activating either a leader like the major, who's going to then activate all his lieutenants and captains around him, or I may activate a captain and ordering lieutenants and so forth and so on. And that allows you to get multiple units going at the same time. The other thing is that individual. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let me put you in.
He's trying to make it.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you. The other thing is individual units themselves can't engage the enemy. In other words, they can't move forward towards the Germans over here without a leader's orders. So if they are picked to do something, they can still do something. They just can't go attack the Germans. They could recover, or they could move someplace else, away from the Germans, but they can't attack. So
Brian, I don't like. For me, yes, victory weights might be that those 3 games might be a challenge, and don't get me wrong. Once again, I'm not mocking Mark Simonich's stuff because it's awesome. But if you told me, Jeff, Fall Blau or one of those games, I'm taking Fall Blau. Just me. These other guys would probably take one of the Simonich games.
No, I'm gonna try that. I mean, watching your videos on that, Jeff, you got me hooked and interested. So it may be under the Christmas tree this year. We'll see.
Well, and Todd's been a little pumped about that game he played right there. So
yeah, the Simonich games, I was all in for those. Sorry, we're kind of moving away from this Panzer Grenadier thing. I was really in on the Simonich games because it was able to do a lot of stuff with a lot of great research, lots of really, I felt like it was very historical. You know what I mean? Like, I felt very confident in his design. It's well done. Zachbon's cool, fewer counters. I just have really moved to, I want more variability. Victory Awaits is way simpler. It's like, I feel like that system there is like easier than SCS. And Simonich he's got a lot of chrome, but so does Fall Blau. Fall Blau's got a lot of chrome.
Yeah.
What I like, I mean, I've only played Ardennes 44 a little bit, but what I like about this one, it feel like it's a little simpler than the Ardennes 44, and I like the variability of the strength value. I think that's just kind of a fun. I just like that. It's just
I still haven't put my finger on what it is about the Simonich game, and maybe this will come to light a little later on here. First, we're all still hanging out, where I'm going to bring up this thing about the Battle of the Bulge. But I think the Zachbon thing kind of throws me off because for some reason it's one of those things that I may not pay attention to.
What
But
do you mean?
Fall Blau is just, to me, it's a lot more. I mean, so I played what I played: Ardennes 44, France 40. I still love. I played Ukraine 43, which I still have that. I kept that. I still have the Normandy one. I haven't played it yet. I still have Salerno over there. I think it's Salerno, whatever it is, which actually turned out to be kind of fun. But years ago, or a few years back, I played the SPI Typhoon one, and I didn't really enjoy it, but I think I chose a wrong scenario. And then I played the Kharkov battles, was okay, didn't really jump all over me, which is the same thing as Fall Blau. It's the exact system. And then I played Fall Blau recently, and I was like, oh, maybe I was just approaching this wrong. So, Brian, the game has A, B, and C strengths on certain units like Panzer regiments and the motorized infantry regiments, sort of like a quality rating. And then you have these chits that you draw that'll have a strength number written either for A. Here you go. Todd's going to show you one right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but
Let me,
Let me embiggen.
I did. I got you.
All right. Okay.
So you'll draw these randomly from a cup. When the units go to go into combat, you'll draw that strength randomly, so you don't know what you're getting. So, I mean, you could have a freaking elite Panzer regiment with an A rating, which most all the German units like that do, goes into combat. You draw that chit, and he's only got a strength of 6. And when there's a potential to have a strength of 13 or 14. So,
yeah, so there's that. And then this one has 3 steps. So that's the variability there. You can check out Jeff's. I mean, there's a few of us talk about it on our channel. So I don't know. I just like that variability. I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to get a different game every time you play because you're going to get different chits when you pull.
It's compass.
I also like the commitment part of Fall Blau, Victory in the West system.
And what is that part?
So you'll get issued support points for each turn, and you assign the support points to headquarters units, command units, and then those anybody that sits within range of those units, maybe by nationality, they can activate with full support as if they're getting full supplies for that. Which a lot of the Eastern Front, especially with the Germans, the focused attacks, they supplied those attacks. So.
Okay. So it's support points, and you can kind of allocate your not reserves, but supporting units, tanks.
Oh,
yeah. And Panzer motorized and mechanized forces for the Germans, they have to be supported by a Panzer Corps headquarters unit. They can't, regular infantry or Wehrmacht type infantry headquarters can't do that. And then, of course, your foreign nations like the Romanians and Italians, they have to be supported by headquarters of their nationality. So you're not going to get, and I'm kind of excited to want to play the campaign game because I played all the single scenarios except for one. And it looks like I need to do some reading about Case Blue when it started, how the attacks started from the north and funneled down in the sectors, because we need to take this bridgehead, secure this piece of the river, and then the next one moves in, then 6th Army moves. And with the way the support points are issued to get commands supplied and moving, I don't know, kind of like a lighter version of what OCS would be like in a way.
Yeah. So, Brian, there really isn't that much. I mean, that's the main variability. There are a couple other things that are variable, but this is the main variability, and it's somewhat controlled. I mean, you know what your range is. It's not bad, but I like that in the game. If you don't like that, then yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I played GCACW, which is like tons of randomness. So,
and combat modifiers are a lot smoother and easier to deal with.
Usually column shifts in this one
than a lot of games are. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the other thing? Oh, did you already say about the battalions? Yeah. The support is just a bunch of tank counters that you move around, which is, there's not that many in this particular one. And so it's nice to be able to allocate. Like I can put all my tanks in one attack if I wanted to, but.
Yeah. Hey, there's Rossi.
Yep. Ross is talking to us from yep.
DC.
Over the river.
You should go visit him.
I ain't going anywhere near these. You lost your mind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So hey, let me get started here a little bit. We'll get some gameplay in.
all right.
And I get the technology going here. So, anyways, so real simple sequence of play, because it's basically I go, you go type of thing with a couple little twists. It's not chit pull or anything like that with this. First off, we start off with an initiative, which I already rolled when you guys were talking here. Basically a 1d6 for each side. Americans got a 5, Germans got a 2. That's modified by what they call their initiative, which is specified in the scenario. And the Americans have 5 for their initiative, and the Germans actually have 2. So actually, the total initiative for this turn is going to be 10 for the Americans and 4 for the Germans, which means the Americans go first. But the nice thing about this is you take the difference between that, 10 minus 4 is 3, cut it in half, and that's the number of activations that the Americans get before the Germans actually can do their own activations.
Is this in every game camp, this that variability? Because again, you're speaking to my heart here.
Yeah, it is. Yep. It's there. So, and it can go the other way too. I mean, even though the Germans are essentially on the defensive and they only have a 2, you know, a bad roll can give the Germans the first initiative for a particular turn, which can make a difference because you can take the opening shot or, you know, do something to screw up the other guy's plans.
Yeah.
When you're going through there. So in this case, the Americans have actually 3 activations that they can do. Now, in here, what they call the back and forth is the activations. So the Americans will get their activations, then it goes over to German for an activation, back and forth like that. But Americans could do 3, or they could save them for later and interrupt and do 2 at a time and things like that. So you do get that kind of variability to this. So then the next thing is just goes back and forth with either moving, shooting, recovery, all the activities any of the units kind of go through, and I'll highlight them as we go because this is going to be pretty brutal right at the beginning, and I should kind of highlight this again to show people. This area right here in blue, dark blue right here, this is actually a flooded area. This is where the Rapido was flooded by the Germans upstream. So this is going to slow down the Americans on here, crossing the Rapido, which is right on this hex line here. It's hard to see with the blues, but right next to the German units through here. And they've got to get across there, get over, try to take these hexes over here, these barracks hexes, and maybe the hill over here, and just kill more Germans than Americans get killed. But they got to cross the river, which is going to be fun here. So what I'm going to do is I got a stack of units right here. That's going to be my first force in, which is going to be lieutenant and sergeant plus heavy machine gun platoon and then 2 rifle platoons. So I'm going to try to get them in there to try to soften up this spot right here. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky because the German leader over here, the lieutenant, this is a very good one because he is a morale of 10. You know, think of that just like ASL morale. The higher the morale, better. So he's going to break only on an 11 or 12. So that's going to be pretty tough. Yeah. Plus, he also has, you can see there's 2 little 1s. There's a 1 here and a 1 here. Those are the combat bonus and the morale bonus. So he can actually add 1 to the firepower of the units that he's with, as well as up their morale by 1 too. So that makes him pretty powerful right over here. So it's going to be a tough fight to get over. But otherwise, if I go here, you know, I've got this captain shooting at him as well. If I try to move over here, that's going to take a couple of turns because of the flooded hexes and so forth. So it's going to be pretty brutal on the Americans, which it actually was, trying to get across. I don't know how many times they tried to get across and they barely made it or they failed. So anyways, we'll start off here. I'm just going to move single unit. I'm going to move up just 1 platoon because we will have kind of an ASL style defensive fire in here. So this guy moves up. At this point, this guy over here, this lieutenant, can now take a shot at him with opportunity fire with the Grenadier unit underneath him. And, you kind of want to move them up slowly because these guys are going to shoot at him. Now, they get 2 defensive shots to use at any point in time when they're moving up here in a turn. So he's going to move up here first and try to draw some fire. So this guy's drawing fire. Now, I do this for 2 reasons. One, to highlight what the shooting's going to be, and then 2, trying to draw some fire to get these other guys up here too, because somebody's got to get in there to get close.
Can you move as stacks, or you're only allowed to move like 1 unit at a time?
You can move stacks if you're in a situation like if these guys were sitting, way back here and moving in as reinforcements. Yeah, I mean, you can move them as a stack. The rules say you move 1 at a time, but obvious cases you can move stacks across there. But it's in your best interest to move 1, because if somebody's shooting at them, it's going to only hurt that unit that moved.
Gotcha.
Rather than the whole stack that's on there. So anyways, I move this up. The other thing I'll say is this is a night scenario. I think I said that in my opening video there. So the visibility is only 1 hex in the night scenario. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky because ultimately I want to get this leader, one of these leaders up here too, because once they get up here, I can then use what's really powerful in the game, which are offboard artillery, which is represented by these couple. Oops, I got it upside down. Let me turn it around. These couple of chits here, and that gives you like a 24 firepower, which is really good. I mean, it's heavy duty artillery coming in here that you can land on units that a leader can spot. So if I get a leader up here, you can spot them, and we can start pounding on them with that. So that's my ultimate goal, hopefully. Try to get this opened up so they can break through over there. So, I was hoping, but technology is not working in my favor. I was hoping to show some of the charts that are on here too, because it's a little bit different. Let me see if I can do this. Combat charts are a little bit different if you look at it. So your ASL charts, very similar. You got your numbers across the top, your dice rolls down the side, and your firepowers are ranged across here. Now, these are one I created myself just to fill in all the blanks and actually compact this into 1 page rather than the 5 or 6 that are in the game itself. But you also notice the distribution of the damage is, dashes are nothing, of course. It's all normalized to the bell curve of a 2d6 dice roll. So 7s are really not going to do much for you unless you get high firepower. You can see a 7 here doesn't really do any damage until you get up to like a 22 or more firepower.
That's interesting. So it's beneficial at the top and the bottom of the chart.
Exactly. Yep. And the other thing is that the firing and stuff, and this is one thing that throws people. The firing really just causes morale checks a lot of the time, because that's what the M's and the M1s and the M2s are. And then you see your X's and the 2 X's, those are kills. You step loss them and stuff like that. But you really got to get a lot of firepower or get really lucky here to knock them out.
What's an M?
Yep.
What's an M?
M is morale check.
Okay.
Yep. Just doing a morale check. So, the M's and stuff, morale checks, that's going to degrade them over time. So, what's going to happen if they fail a morale check, they're going to flip to disrupted and then demoralized. And both of those things cause losses of either strength or morale or both, depending upon how severe it is. And if you fail a 3rd time of a morale check, you start taking step losses. So, but it's really tough to wear people down over, 1 shot at a time type of thing. So, the direct fire and the bombardment is good to get morale checks to make them harder to get in. But the real killing is with the assaults. So you have this assault table too. And this is where you go hand to hand with the units. You'll get the platoons against platoons, in the hexes themselves. And this is where it gets really nasty, because you can see as you get more firepower, and you can see the firepowers here are a little bit lower, you start getting, 1-step loss, 2-step losses, 3-step losses, that type of thing as you're going along here. So that gets really brutal. So the real goal is actually to get into the hex and, start assaulting them, to really start destroying the units on there, or, heavy morale checks over there as well. So anyways, I digress there with a little bit, but let's go through a little bit of combat here. So we've got this unit here. He's a 6 firepower. And remember, I said this is a good leader. He's got a +1, so he actually winds up being a 7 strength point. So if we look over here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but here's this column right here is the 7 strength point. And that's what I'm rolling on. So basically a 5 or less or a 10 or higher is going to do some sort of damage. So let me take my dice. Oh yeah, of course we got column shifts too. There's a whole bunch of column shifts that come into play here as well. And you see I've got these listed down below. I won't go through all of them. I'll just apply the ones that are here. Now, these guys shooting into here, because they're moving, that's an automatic column shift. And all the modifiers, I should say, are column shifts. They'll either go left or right on the columns. So you're always looking for more column shifts that you can apply. So first off, because he's moving, he's going to get a column shift higher. It's going to get 1 column shift over there. Another one that's even worse is that he is adjacent. He's now adjacent to them, which is actually going to make +2. All right. So now he's actually got 3 column shifts. Then it's nighttime. That's going to be a column shift the other way. So it's back down to 2. But the special flooded hexes and these hexes here actually give another +1 column shift. So it's 3 column shifts. So we started, as I said, on the 7. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're already up to the 22 for him to fire on here. So we're actually going to get some sort of hit, with this roll. Let me put my dice. Oh, they're there. Let me see what we can get. I'm getting long-winded on it, but I think it's good. People may have played this or seen this before and everything. So let me roll this up. Oh, geez. Germans are starting off good tonight. Rolling a 3. So a 3, let me just look at it and I'll show you. Yep, that's what I thought. So if we look at a 3 on here on the 22 column, that is an X. All right, that is an X, meaning that's a step loss. All right, so actually good to show you guys step losses there, and on there. So what that is just a simple flip over. So he goes from a full platoon to a half platoon, like that. You can see he's reduced to 3-3 rather than being a 6-3.
I like these counters.
Yeah, counters are nice. The vehicle ones are pretty good because they're actual top-down looking vehicles. So there's an M4 right there for you.
Is there facing involved in this game?
No facing, not really. The only real thing you can get is with the tanks. Kind of, the flanking bonus you get with blind swords.
Oh yeah.
Same type of principle applies here.
Oh,
so
okay.
If you get one shot coming one way and another shot coming 2 hexes away, that'll get a flank bonus. That's it. That's it. So let me see here. I got to remember here because he is reduced, and he's also got to take a morale check too. Forgot about that. Let me just do that. Yeah, morale check. So his morale is actually an 8. That's scenario specific, so that's another little variability to it. But he passes. He rolls a 4, so he's okay. But he does take a step loss. Now, the thing is, that unit has fired his first opportunity fire. All right. So I'm going to place on a couple of these. They have these move fired markers. You could use whatever you want. Sometimes I use the bingo chips type of things there, but I'm putting 2 of these on here to signify that he's fired once. Now I'll take one of those off once he fires again, and that means he's done. So once he fires twice, he's done. So another reason why I moved the stack up here, because now I'm going to do it again with the second unit. This time I'll bring in the sergeant with him, see if he can make it. So the sergeant and another platoon move in here too. So now he's taking a second opportunity shot. So much like, ASL, where you've got your defensive fire and your subsequent fire and so forth. Same thing as here, except you're just limited to 2. There's no checking for different things and things like that. So I'm going to take off one of the counters. He's going to take a second shot. Let's see what he gets. It's going to be the same thing, essentially, on the 22 column. This time he rolls a 7. So with a 7 on the 22 is just a morale check. And now this only applies to the unit, not to the half unit anymore. So we'll just roll the morale check. Rolls a 3. He's fine. Or actually, sorry, there's a sergeant there. Sergeant's fine because he's a 9. And now I got to roll for the unit, which is an 8. And the sergeant doesn't have any bonus. So it's just a straight 8. And he rolls an 8. So he's good. All right. So that unit made it in. The first unit took the fire, and now the second unit, made it in okay. And now he's done. He's that hex is done. So now the real trick, using a little strategy, if I can get these counters to go properly, is now I've got this lieutenant back here, my good lieutenant with the combat bonus right here, and the heavy machine gun are just going to waltz in there without taking any fire because these guys shot at them already. All right. But they can't do anything else because they moved that turn. So they're done. All right. And they're moved in there. All right. But that accomplished a couple things for me. One, got me into this hex. I'm next to the river. So I'm going to try to cross here. I'm going to have to bring up my engineer, but we'll talk about that later. But this also gets me next to him, so I could potentially shoot at him the next turn. Or what I'm about to do, because I've got 2 more activations, I'm going to pull out some of these babies, and I'm right next to him, and I can see him. So I can actually drop a couple of heavy artillery rounds on him. And I think I'm going to take both of them because I can combine these 2 as well and make a 48 strength point firepower on this particular unit right here. All right. And this is your offboard artillery. It's pretty simple. Oops.
Oh, hold on. I done broke something. I'll get it in a second. Give me 1 second here.
That's okay. I'll check out the chat. Oh,
no, we'll just go solo. Go ahead.
There you go. Okay. So I'm going to drop these 224 firepowers on them for the second activation. Now, this is a completely separate activation, but remember, I've got 3 of them. I've had 3 of them to play with here. So now this is going to be off board, and there's another chart for this. Looks very similar to the direct fire, but there's a bombardment fire over here. And again, I'm going to look up 48, which puts me way over here on this column, which I'm going to get some sort of damage to him because everything's a hit over here.
Question for you.
What's that?
There's a question for you.
Oh,
well, sort of a question.
Yeah. You're exactly on it. You're doing company maneuvers. Your maneuver unit is the company, and you're assaulting with the individual platoons on there. So yes, that's what you're pretty much doing when you're doing this. So, all right. So I'm dropping some heavy duty artillery. These are probably 155s or something like that on top of them. Now let me just look here. I don't think he's not in something. I just got to check for nighttime if that applies to offboard artillery. Friendly fire. No. Where's night? Oh yeah, night does apply. So they will get a 1 column shift down for nighttime, but everything else I think is okay. They're not no, there's no artillery there. Yeah, so it's actually going to be on the 30 to 40 column chart on here. Still pretty good. It's still going to do some sort of damage. Let's see what he gets. He rolls a he rolled a 3. Sorry. So 3, that's going to be an X. Damn, getting some good rolls. That's going to be an X. That means that's a direct hit on this guy, the Germans. He's going to take a step loss. But also, too, you'll like this one, Jeff. We got to do a leader check, much like we do in Great Battles.
Oh, okay.
All right. And the leader check is going to be, let me just double check this here. Leader check. Yes. Roll 2d6. Need to roll a 2, or a 3. If you roll a natural 2, he's lost, but because he's lost, there's a step loss in the hex. That's a -1 to it. So a 2 or a 3 will eliminate that leader. He rolled a 6, so he's okay. And that can be pretty devastating because if I rolled a 3 or a 2 on that, that would have knocked out that really good leader. All right, but they do need to do morale checks now. So the leader himself, yeah, he's good. He's a 10. That's pretty much he's pretty much all set. Now the other guy here, he's now reduced, so his morale drops a little bit. He's now a 7 morale, but the leader helps him for a +1 to make him 8. So an 8 or less, he'll be okay. Oh, you rolled an 11. Great. That's great. Couldn't have scripted this better. So he fails. He fails. And he failed pretty bad, too, because he failed 3 more than what he was supposed to have. So he was an 8 that I was rolling on. So he rolled an 11. That's +3. So if he had just failed with like a 9 or something, he would have been disrupted, which is the first level of morale. But he's actually demoralized, this is even worse because he can still shoot, but he's only half strength. Plus, he loses a morale point, so his morale now is down to 6 when he's demoralized like that. So all that heavy artillery just blew him up. Now we've got one more thing to go through here, which is the little bit of the dangerous part for the Americans. Because I was right next door, this lieutenant was right next door to this, there is a chance of friendly fire. And what that means is if, where's my friendly fire roll? Here it is. If I roll a 2d6 and I roll a 5 or less, he's going to get attacked with the same firepower. So let me see. Couldn't have scripted it better. I rolled a 5. So he gets friendly fire. So what that means is he's going to get attacked, the same thing, same column, and he is going to yeah, that's actually a -1 for the friendly fire. So he actually is down to the couple of columns. So he may not get hit. If I roll a 7, he's not going to get hit. But let me see what we get. Now I rolled a 10, and that's going to be an M1 on all of these units, all these American units here. So now I got to roll morale on all these guys. Leaders always go first. So he's a 9, going to be an 8. He passes. He's okay. And then I got another leader here. I got the sergeant someplace. He's a 9. He's good. And then what do I feel lucky with? I don't have any morale bonuses here, so I'll do the heavy machine gun, 8 or less. Oh, I rolled a 9. So he becomes disrupted, which means he's going to his firepower is going to be degraded. All right, and then I got 2 more units here to release these quickly. needs an 8 or less. He's a top one's okay, and the bottom one needs a 7 or less because he's a half squad. He's good. All right, so of course the heavy machine gun got hit as he's moving in there. All right, but that did the damage on the Germans because now he's got to either try to recover or he's going to actually be fleeing because he's demoralized. So actually, that worked out.
So
better
there was
than
no
expected.
bonus. There was no bonus for the leaders being there to help the troops stay.
For the Americans, no, because the bonus is the left-hand number right here. So those are all zeros for the lieutenant and the sergeant.
Okay.
All right.
So
Actually,
I mean, they can get a bonus if they have a plus
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Now when I picked these leaders, I got pretty crappy leaders for the Americans, to be honest. Let me see, because what you do is once you pick out these, see these are double-sided. There's a lieutenant on the back. He's an 8-0, and then this guy's a 9-1-0. So when you're picking your leaders, they tell you get X number of lieutenants. You pick them out and you pick out however many you need, but then you flip them like you flip a quarter, and that becomes the leader that you get.
Right.
So you could get, even though you pick the leaders, you could get a crappy leader because the other side is not great. So that's, again, a little bit of variability to who you're going to get for leaders. Because like my major here, he's only a 9-0-0. He's good for ordering people, but not much else. This backside's pretty better. He's a 10-1, better morale, and he's got a combat bonus. All right, so that was pretty good. Getting in there. So I've got one more activation I want, or I could bank it. That's the one thing that's nice about it. As the player that has multiple activations, you could save this for later and see what the Germans can do. I'm going to save it for later because this guy's done some pretty good damage, and we want to see what the Germans are going to do over here. So I got to put on my German helmet and figure out what they want to do. Now I think I do two things. I could try to reinforce. I could move him over to reinforce because I'm going to have to somehow reinforce him. Because I don't want to leave this open to go down to the barracks. So this guy's probably going to stay there. But what I could do is, well, I don't want to pull back yet. So I think what I will try to do is get this captain to activate just the Grenadier. That's this top unit right here. And he's going to tell him to, well, I should say, he's going to activate him to move, and then he's also going to activate, oh, no, he can't. That's right. He's already fired. What am I thinking? Come on. He's going to activate him to go into this hex over here. So he's just going to move over here like that. Now he can't shoot at him because he was moving. So that's kind of the synchronous, the asynchronous approach to this is the fact that he's already moved, so he can't shoot at him, but he can reinforce him over there because this guy's demoralized. He's not in good shape, and most likely he's going to be running away if he doesn't get rallied the next turn. All right, so that's the German activation. So now it goes back to the Americans again. So it goes back and forth like this between both sides. Now what I'll do now, just to show how it works, is I'll do like a multi-hex activation. This one I just activated one, but now I'll do something like, say, activate the captain up here and have him activate this lieutenant over here as well, because I think this captain, no, he has the flamethrower. Where's the, forgot where the engineer, oh, here's the engineer. Oh, he's with the major. Okay. Because I'm going to need, there's an engineer unit right here. You can see him, the engineer. I need him up here to provide support to get over the river. Like this guy cannot move into this hex because this is a major river right here. So I've got to have an engineer up here to help him get across into this hex. So I've got to get him up here. So maybe what's going to be better is to activate the major, and we'll also activate the lieutenant here. So how this works is major obviously is higher command level than lieutenant. So he can activate his stack that's in here, but then he can activate anything that's around him in each one of the hexes. So you've got the lieutenant here. I could activate the captain, again, lower rank. I could activate this lieutenant over here. What's he got? Oh, he's got the mortars. Nah, I don't think so. But I can't activate the tanks. The tanks are independent, and they move independently of them. They do have leaders, but it's inherent within there. So I won't get into that detail yet. But I'll just do these two guys activated. All right. And I think I'm going to activate them to move. All right. Oh, we've got quite a few people here. Sorry, I'm blabbling on without looking at the feed. So we're going to activate these guys. And I think what I'm going to do is, first off, we got 3 more platoons. I'm thinking about moving them up into here. Now, if I do that, they're going to get, that's a heavy machine gun here with a firepower of 9 with the leader, which puts them up into pretty good firepower if I move into there. But I need to potentially take some pressure off while I get the engineer up, because the engineer is not going to get in here this turn because he's fully stacked. He's a 3 stack. Stacking's only 3 high, I should say. So he's already fully stacked. Yep.
Combat units, right?
Combat units. Yep. Leaders, you can have as many as you want. So I can't get the engineers up here this turn, but I may want to hedge my bets and try to have a second hex to go after here as well. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to move up 1 unit like that. That's going to trigger him most likely. Now, if you're playing this 2-player, this is where the back and forth comes in. You could hold your fire if you wanted as the Germans, and wait and see how it develops. But in this case, it's probably better for them to shoot. So he's going to fire. He's 10 firepower. He's going to shift up 3 times because for movement, proximity in the flooded hex, and then night, that all adds up, +1, +2, plus 1 more, -1. So it's going to be a +3. So it puts us on the 22 again. So let's see what that's going to get us. Probably a world of hurt. Probably he rolls a 4. Germans roll a 4. So that's going to be, oh, that's another X. Yep. That's on the 22. There's an X. So he's going to take a step loss. All right. And those are going to add up. Those count as victory points for the Germans. And then we got to do our morale check. Rolls a 6. He's good. So, taking the hits, but at least we're getting them up there. Yeah, let's do it again because I've got an idea. I'll move him up there. Again, another 22 shot. So you can see this moves along pretty good. Once you get knowing the charts and the shifts and what you want to do here. So he rolled a 6 on here, and it's an M1. So it's a morale check with a +1. His morale's an 8, so he needs a 7 or less. Rolls a 7. Okay. So he's in good shape. So he's done. There's no more shooting from them. So now, now it's interesting because I think what I'm going to do...
All the units in the hex, is it combined fire, or do units shoot individually?
You can combine them. No, you can combine them. So like this hex right here, next turn, they could combine for 9 strength points.
Okay.
And if you have a leader, that's another bonus of the leader. If they've got a combat bonus, they can actually string out a firing line, much like you can do with ASL. So let's just back up here a second. You've got this captain with a 1 right here. All right. He could, in theory, take these guys next door to them that just fired and combined with his hex. All right. So he could use all of these, this 9 and 6 over here, 15, plus his strength point there of 16 to fire out there. So that's why these combat bonuses not only add to the strength, but they can be very powerful to pull in other units to shoot that are next door to them. So I've seen stuff go up, very quickly. You get a couple of hexes with heavy machine guns and a couple of platoons in each of them. You're already up into the 22, 28 range,
Right.
which is going to do some sort of damage to that unit. That's where you get the full company. Somebody was asking about the company, company maneuverability and such. That's where you get a lot of this in here, is when you're maneuvering them around as a full company.
I'm gonna grab me something to drink. Right back.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just musing along here. So hopefully people find this interesting, and even when I'm looking at this. Yeah, Robert, this is Casino. I just saw your question up here. What module is this? This is an older one, Casino. I think from 2011, 2012, somewhere in that. Probably one of the best looking maps of the series, in my opinion. You can check out my other video there that I did an intro last night, and I do a panoramic of this, and it's really good. So, and Nordic was on for a minute. Miroslav, hey, I saw your video on playing BAR there. You have stepped off the deep end, my friend. The deep end, indeed. So good luck with that. I'll be watching. So anyways, all right. So we got these guys in here. So now I think my trick is, remember, I activated both of these hexes right here, and the major hex has the engineers. I think I'm going to move them up. I think, and they're going to move 1 to there, because that's open ground, and then they should be able to go 2, 3 into here, because it's 1 + 1 for the flooded hex. These are flooded hexes. These blue, for anybody who missed it, these are flooded hexes, and get that engineer up there with them. So now he can provide support to get these guys across the river and try to assault. Okay. And I think I'm going to bring up the leader as well, because nobody else can shoot at him. So the leaders are going to be in good shape. I still have these guys moving to move. Nah, I'm not going to be dangerous up there, but I am going to get. Oh, I got a captain under there too. Okay, let's move the captain up. He can go 1, 2, 3, 4 into there. And then I think we're going to get them. Yeah, we're going to move the major up into here. Leave him there for now. All right, so those are all those guys moved. Making progress. This is better than I expected. I expected a lot more U.S. casualties. But that's good. Just move fired markers on them. So again, you can use, sometimes I use the clear ones just to make it easier. But I like these because they've got 2 colors. The orange for the Americans and the dark blue for the Germans. I know who's who underneath them. All right, so that's all the Americans. Move on to the Germans again. This is tricky. But I think we need to shift people to the left, to the right. Excuse me, looking at it upside down.
Question.
Yep. You have a question, Jeff?
No, no OBA for the Americans. Question. That's what Robert says.
No, they do have OBA. I used them already. I don't know if you saw them, Robert, but I used them. They've got two 24 modules.
Yeah, he used them a couple just right before you came on, actually, Robert.
Yeah, I used them on these guys. Did some serious damage to the Grenadiers in this space. Didn't take out the leader though, but did some serious damage. Now the Germans do have OBA as well. They've got a 20 firepower factor, which could be useful at this point because the Germans can actually see them. They're right next door, even though it's at night.
Smoke?
That might not be. What's that?
Is there any smoke?
Yes, the Americans do have smoke. They can use smoke with the OBAs if I wanted to. But I'm not sure I want to do that at this point. But I think I'm going to take the Germans. I think it does make sense to have the Germans use their OBA on that stuff. So this will get interesting because there are 20 strength points, which, just to show you here, starts them out in kind of a okay column. 20 strength points is here, 16 to 20. So, you know, good chance of misses. 6s and 8s miss, and what, 5s and 9 and aboves hit on there. But there's going to be some shifts. There's one shift because we have 3 platoons in here, or 3 combat units, I should say. That's not an overstack, but it just makes it a shift up for that. So they'll get a +1 for that. Yeah. They'll get +1 for the flooded hex. So that's going to be +2. It's going to be -1 for night. So it's going to go back down 1.
So there's no possibility for drifting or wind or whatever?
No. There's the only real drifting is the friendly fire.
Right.
Which is basically if you roll a 5 or less, which I'll have to check. Actually, both of these German hexes will have to check for friendly fire. But no, there's no ranging in. There's no, any preliminary stuff for this. It's just, they just shoot. And it's kind of baked into the tables, as I showed, because, if you're going to more than likely roll a 7, that's going to be your chances in there. And that kind of
right
weighs in on the fact that, maybe it's delayed or maybe it's off the mark or whatever on there. So trust me, there's a number of times when I've hit on the 30 column, pretty much anything but a 7, and I rolled a 7. Yet at the same time, it probably is not listening. I had playing this one time, came down to the very end. I was moving up some M10 Wolverines, and all I had to do was to get them up into the victory hex. And my opponent brought down artillery on the M10s, hit them, and because the M10s are open topped, the typically an X will not destroy a tank on OBA, but because it's open top, it actually knocks it out. So he knocked it out, so he couldn't get to the victory points.
All right,
very last turn of the game.
You got a couple more questions there. Any drift for paratroopers? And is there friendly fire on every shot?
No. Only when you have units next to each other do you get friendly fire. So in my case here, these guys are next to it. But if we weren't playing at night and there was better line of sight, this guy could potentially spot. This guy potentially could spot this lieutenant back here and fire the OBA over here. Then there'd be no friendly fire because all of these are American units that are around him. So, there's Charles with the paratrooper scenarios. There are some that have drops on them. I think there's a Crete module, and those do have some special rules for that. So, but all pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not much different than what you see in ASL, if I remember correctly. All right, so let's see what's going on with this guy. So she's going to be 20 with a +1, so that puts him on the 21 to 29 column. All right. So 6 or 7s are misses, but anything else will do something. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Another good roll. He rolls a 2. That's going to be a step loss. All right, so move that off there. So I've got to take a step loss on one of these units. It's not going to be the engineers. It'll probably be my took it off camera here, but my second infantry, the infantry taking the hit. But now I've got to do leader checks. I've got 2 leaders because I got 2 leaders in there. I've got to do 2 leader checks. So the captain will be first. He's okay. He rolls a 7, and the lieutenant rolls a 6. So they're good. Now they got to do morale checks. So 8 for the captain. Ugh, he fails. He actually demoralizes. Not good. That's not good. And the lieutenant is an 8 as well. He rolls a 7. He's good. All right. Now there's no. Oops, he's up there. There's no help for those units in there. So we'll do the engineers. He rolls a 9, of course. So he's disrupted. And then we've got the 2 other units, which are 7s. First one rolls a 9. Second one rolls a 7. So one more disrupted. So OBA for the oops, not that guy. OBA for the Germans really did a good job. But now we got to see if there's any friendly fire. Start with these guys, the guys that are already have problems over here. 5 or less will be a hit. They roll a 5. Okay, we've got another shot on them. So pretty much the same thing, except it's friendly fire. So it just, with all the shifts, I won't go through all of them. It'll be on the 20 column again. Let's see if it hits. 6, that's going to be a miss. All right. The other guy here, the captain, they roll a 9, so he's okay. All right.
That's pretty easy to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they're all set. They're all set. Where's? Oh, here it is. He's done over there. So that's that one. So that was German's number 2, right? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm also keeping. If you notice, I got another little dice sitting over here someplace. There we go. I'm keeping track of the number of activations because there's also another variability called fog of war. That after each side gets three activations, you start rolling 3 dice. And if you roll above a 15, because it's night, then the turn ends, just ends right there. So after each activation, we'll start rolling for that to see if the turn ends. Otherwise, it keeps going until everybody's played out, and has done something, or both sides pass and end the turn. So you pretty much do get a chance with everything, but there is a chance that you'll be cut short again, which I've had happened to me many times. Just when I have a good attack going, roll the fog of war and the turn ends. That's kind of tough luck for you. All right, so we're on to the American turn again. Gonna need some help. I think I need to bring up the M4s back here. Where am I going to put him? Because he's completely stacked. I'd like to get him up to help support on them because their firepower, just to point this out too, with vehicles, a little bit different. You get the same combat factors over here, that 9 and 5. 9 is the strength and 5 is the range, by the way. I don't think I pointed out the range of 5 hexes. But then there's also those red numbers in the yellow square. Those are the anti-tank strength points. So there's 5 anti-tank strength points, which are, if you're shooting at another tank, that's what you would use. And they match up against the armor factor, which is that yellow number in the red square in front of the tank. And if this plus dice rolls is higher than your armor, then that actually destroys the tank. So you don't have to actually look at, you don't have to go all, Panzer on it and have to look up shots and angles and things like that. It's just simple. Compare this, roll dice. Is it higher? Then it knocks out the tank, or flips it over to a lower step on there. So the armor is pretty straightforward, but it's very hard to master, particularly with the Americans, because the American armor is not that great. Particularly once you see some of the German units. Well, actually, I've got one over here. We've got a Stug sitting over here in the barracks, and you can see this is the Stug's number. And you can see their firepower is 6 with a range of 8, which right there is outgunning the M4s quite a bit right there. And their armor is slightly better, being a 4.
Well, okay, wait, okay, hold on.
Yep.
Those numbers at the bottom again.
Yep.
The numbers in black are for what, and the numbers in red are for what?
The numbers in black are for infantry combat, just like I've been doing so far.
Okay.
Ones in red are anti-tank, when you're going armor versus armor.
Okay. All
right. So the black numbers, that's what I use on that direct fire table. That's this back over here at the top.
Right.
All right. The anti-tank ones, it's just a straight comparison. And what we do is I take the 6 over there,
right,
and compare it to the armor of the Americans. Let's say these two are shooting at each other.
Okay.
Take the 6, compare it to the armor of the Americans, and there's a difference of 3, right? The Americans are 3, and you got a firepower of 6. So that's going to be a +3 difference. That is used on a dice roll on the anti-tank chart.
Right.
Which is this right here. Very simple. It's just one column, numbers 2 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 plus. Roll 2 dice, add in that modifier I just told you, +3. If it falls with a 10 or greater, that's a step loss to the unit that you're shooting at. And then there's a morale check, of course, too. All right. If it's higher than 13, you just eliminate the target completely. You just completely blew out all the tanks.
Pretty simple, with modifiers below it there.
Yeah. There's some other modifiers for it I won't get into, but there's basic modifiers, just your armor comparison up here. So you can see, I got these back on my hand. You can see with the Germans, they got a 6 versus the American armor of 3. That's going to be a +3 when they're shooting at them. Not to mention that their range is 8 versus the Americans is only 6. That's got I think that's a Stug 3G. Yeah.
Okay,
3G.
so he's already starting with a 9, right? Or
Yep.
just a +3 to the die roll.
+3 to the dice roll. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Which is significant because if you look at reverse, if you look at the Americans, if they got a shot back at them, they're firing at a 5. The Stug's armor is a 4, so it's only a +1.
All right.
To
Now answer that question.
Roll.
From Robert.
Yep. So there's one. Yes. And one thing to mention, I mentioned this before, but you may not have heard this. There is directional attack, meaning if you have a shot coming in from one direction and then you have a second shot, an activation later coming in from 180 degrees or even 120 degrees, that can get a +1 modifier just because you're quote unquote flanking the tank. You're shooting at somebody's shooting at a rear side of the tank. But that's it. There's no other facing or anything like that. All right. It's all just straight armor versus armor. Because you got to remember, these are platoons. So these are tank platoons that we're dealing with here. So you're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks, depending upon who you're using. So they're tough to knock out. But with the American tanks, the Sherman tanks, they got knocked around pretty good in a head-to-head fight with with the Germans. So that's why they're a little bit tougher. But most of the time you get more numbers with them. Most of the scenarios you have Shermans, you're talking, you get 5 or 6 Shermans to like 1, 2 German tanks. So the Americans will have the numbers, and plus they're a little speedier because you can see, I don't know if you can see there, but the American movement, that's the upper number there, is 8 movement points versus the Stug of 7 points over there. And of course, you get up into the not the Panthers, but the Tigers and everything. They've got much slower movement points. I think they're 6 and 5 for the King Tigers. So the American tanks have a little bit better maneuverability to them, and that's what you got to use to do it, to get them. But it's tough. Playing the Americans with the American tanks are tough going against German armor. So that's a little bit of primer on the armor. Maybe at some point I'll do another one with armor on here too, because that gets really interesting as well. Let's see, where are we getting at? Oh, it's 10:30 already. Now we'll keep going here a little bit longer if people are interested, or if we have anything else to talk about. Jeff, I don't know.
I'm debating whether or not maybe Saturday night. Are we going to do something Saturday night?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask about that too. I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
Okay,
if nobody else
let
wants
me think about that tomorrow, and we'll because I do want to discuss some Battle of the Bulge stuff. So
sure.
I think I have an interesting question to pose, and I think that we should get I'll either get a lot of retaliation or a lot of input from the audience.
That would be good. No, that would be good, because then hopefully people could see Wardrobe's video as well with his wrap up. I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I need to. I'm into the second turn, and I'm trying to. Somebody made a comment. I was one of the guys in the chat here, or on one of my. Oh, it was on my short about. I think it was Slav. It might have been Slav. I don't know who it was, but about the game didn't get very good reviews, and I'm trying to see if I come across that. But I think I'm going to have to play about 3 or 4 turns. Each turn is a day. I'm going to have to play about 3 or 4 turns before I understand what it is. I might have an idea of what it is already, but not sure yet.
Yeah, we could do something Bulge. This is the time for it. So
why is this not? Oh, there it is. I thought I broke it. Yeah, it's that time of the year. I mean, everybody does this every year, but when I was sitting there setting that game up the other night, the question that I want to pose crossed my mind, and I think it's a very interesting question, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I did pose it to Todd McMurray last night, and we went around and around about it a little bit, but I think I want to pose it. And so maybe we'll do that Saturday night. Maybe we'll just we'll chit chat about the Bulge and gaming a little bit. I know everybody and their brother does that, but I know we've done Gettysburg, and we've done
we've done some ACW stuff.
I don't know if I think we've done a Bulge thing last year talking about the different games, but I think it's it's one of those battles where the topic could be endless. So
I mean, because there's so much on there, and everybody plays it all at this time of the year. I've got what, 1, 2.
Ashley,
I don't know how many I've got. I've got 1. Well, not counting Panzer Grenadier.
Yeah, I know I've got a bunch of them, but I really think the question I'm going to ask, and I'm itching to ask it, but I think I want to save it.
No, wait. Yeah, wait.
For the show. So
wait for the show. I'm just thinking about it too as well to get something out. What do I want to do? No, I'll think about it. I'll try to get something interesting out too for it.
I got to
Let's make it a Bulge theme.
Yeah, I'll post that for Saturday night right after this.
For this as well. Yeah.
This is I tell you, Alan, this is interesting. And like I said, I've only got the first game. I didn't know anything about Panzer Grenadier, and the game just showed up from somebody in my mail one day. And I think I tried to get rid of it and then McMurray started rambling on about it. I hadn't sold it. And then you and McMurray started this discussion, and then seeing you touch on some of this stuff. And I think what it is, I kept associating it with the Panzer, the current Panzer you're playing.
Oh, yeah. No.
So, but I think this is giving me a different perspective. I'm glad I didn't let go of it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, we could do it. Yeah, if you want to get into it too. I mean, we can find a small one, and it does get pretty fun with it when you're playing it. Like
it doesn't look like it's difficult. So
no, it's not difficult with the rules. There are a few nuances here and there, but I think those have been worked out. And I think Charles had messaged me something about like the first set of rules was really tough, but it's been flushed out. It's on the 4th edition.
Oh, you'll have to give me that. You'll have to give me that rule set. I don't have that.
Yeah, we can find something. Yeah, just let me know which one you have so I know what scenarios you got.
The first box. I have the first box.
East front. They're east front stuff, right? Okay. All right, let me look around there for them, because some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are middle, but I'll find something there that can have everything in there as well, and not too much special rules and stuff, because that, like anything, special rules will get you. This one's got a bit of special rules, as I mentioned. You've got a lot of terrain special rules, like the flooding area here. I got mines that I'm not going after. There's stuff over here for the hills and stuff, which I'll get into as I get closer to them with everything. But it's not much. It's just remembering, okay, you got a +1 to your movement points to move into them, or it's a column shift over there. It's not really crazy stuff. So it's fun from a tactical perspective. It can be really fun. The thing I haven't shown yet and I haven't gotten into is when you get to the assaults, because that winds up being a lot like the close combat in Blind Swords.
Really?
Oh yeah, because you get in there. I mean, if I was, what can I show real quick? Let me just pick out something here. And
Chuck, I think you're right, because I was just looking over at I just typed in a thing to bring up the direct fire chart, and it came right up at the PZGHQ site or whatever it was, and the charts were readily available for download. So maybe the rules were there too.
Yeah. So let me just show this really with the assault, because I didn't really get into that here, and it probably won't within this turn, because these guys aren't going to move in here. But let's say these guys moved into the hex with this guy right here. And usually what I do if I'm playing like this, and the online has it too, there's boxes you can move off to, so you can line up these guys, because what's going to happen is these guys are going to kind of face off against each other when they move in, when they assault into the hex itself. So let's say the Americans, got into this hex with this leader and this unit right here. So what would happen is you'd have what's called the assault, where the Americans would total up their strength points, plus leader bonuses and all that stuff. And the Germans would do the same thing. And then each one of them would roll on the assault table right here. So here, like the Americans have, 12 points. So they're going to be starting on this column. But they're going to get bonuses here because there's a leader with them that gives them a shift up 1. What else am I going to get over here? I didn't really plan this out, so I don't have a tank. But anyways, he's got a leader in here, so that brings him up to this column right here, and you can see he's anything but a 7. He's going to get some sort of hit on it. And then the Germans are going to do the same thing, except they're going to be on the 7 column over here, and they're going to shift up over here as well. So, and they're going to be locked in there in that hex once the assault starts. So they can't necessarily, each side can't necessarily move out until one's destroyed.
Really?
Yeah. Now you can
chase them away.
Like, yeah, like so let's say the Germans, got a hit like this, and they're, disrupted, and they're like, I got to get out of here. They could pull out like this, like this. But much like in GCHCW, when you got withdrawing fire, when they
Right.
move out of here, these guys get a free shot at them on the assault chart. All right. So they're using the deadlier chart, this assault chart, this deadlier one. They'll get one more free shot at him. And most likely, because they're going to get a shift for them withdrawing, they're going to be up on the 18 column.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to get a hit. Yeah, exactly.
So this system is still being worked too, isn't it?
Still being what?
Worked. They're still doing stuff with this system, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. They are. It's the production process on that is very particular. I'll leave it at that because we're on a public channel. But yeah,
I got you. Yep, I got you.
So that's the one thing. But there's so much out there, and there's a lot of duplication that the secondary markets are very good for picking up, and you're not missing a heck of a lot because you got the core rules there. So like your stuff with the Eastern Front, still very relevant because that's going to be the same Eastern Front that they've got on they're selling now there as well. So, but they're still doing stuff with it. It's just a slow production cycle.
Right.
You
talking about Joey, like a claymation step by step, doing a video of each day and progression in the bulge using that would be kind of cool. Yeah, we're gonna do this bulge thing on Saturday night because I think I'm gonna probably piss a lot of people off, but I think I'm also gonna get some interesting responses to what I want to ask. So, and then I think it'll carry from there.
Yeah. No, I think I'm really interested. Let me ask you this: you don't care what scale we do it at, right? So this could be anything bulge, or is operational?
Anything at all. Operational, tactical, grand, it doesn't matter, anything.
All right.
Since we're so well versed on grand tactical now, we got to do some more of that too.
Oh yeah.
That's good to know, Adam. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I like Joe Yost. I'm waiting for him to. He was responding to me about Highway to the Right and the newer rules. But from what I understand, somebody's posted some modified rules out there, which I need to get my hands on those things. Joe seems like a pretty good dude. So, yeah, I think there could be a lot of. This could be. I cleared off my puzzle table here behind me to start playing some starter kit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Start going back through and refreshing myself, and then see if I have the gumption to move into the full. Which, Joey, I'm still considering what you were talking to me about with that, because it's be kind of stupid that I own everything ASL pretty much for core boxes and just won't touch it. And I'm sure I'm missing out on something, but
you mean this, Jeff?
yes, I love starter kit, man.
Oh yeah,
I've got Elst. I've got some add-on scenarios that some companies made. So
I got my son started with this. I got him going. I got a few of them here.
Which box is that?
What's that?
Which box is that? You got all four of them?
I've got this is the first one. I've got 1, 2, 3. I did pick up the Japanese one. Yeah, that's
I've got it, and I played 2 scenarios in it. What a pain in the ass it is to play Japanese.
Yeah. Well, that's true of any game that throws a lot of special rules, because there is a Pacific version of actually Panzer Grenadier too, and that gets a little bit more complicated.
Now, I'm not okay. So I played a couple of scenarios in like Lock and Load. I mean, not Lock and Load. Worthington's the other system I like. Band of Brothers.
Oh yeah, Band of Brothers.
Old Breed. I played a couple scenarios in that. I played a couple scenarios in Starter Kit. And they weren't. I mean, they weren't bad. They were kind of fun. The ones in Band of Brothers was pretty cool, but I'm still not sold. I still want to give Mark Herman's Pacific, the big one.
Oh yeah.
I still want to give that thing a go eventually, but I've not really come across a game that just, in the Pacific, and I know there's some interesting stuff out there. I imagine some good Guadalcanal stuff would be good, or Saipan and Tenia, some good stuff out there, but I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me as much as East Front. I'm sorry. World War II, East Front's all there was in my book. So
Yep. That's true. I mean, I hear that from a lot of people. It's kind of like the Pacific is kind of like there, you know. I think because it was more of a, you know, it was more of naval and air than it was of actually land combat. You know,
well, I like
attacking
starter kit. I like starter kit. It is. I know there's a lot of good rules from ASL that I'm missing out on, but
Mhm.
I mean, if I can take that, if I can grab that, and maybe eventually I can transition to ASL. So I know Todd really would like to see me playing that, but I don't know, man. I'm just I like the games of maneuver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And of course, I love the RACW stuff, which we've got more to do.
Oh,
We
yeah.
need to finish up our Blind
Well-
Swords game and move on. And then
Yep.
we need to play some more of the Army of the Potomac. We need to do that one, actually. I think we need to do another
Yeah.
scenario of that before January is over, I think.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm up for that. Now that I know about combat, I mean, the light bulb went on the last weekend when we did it in terms of how to do combat. You know, with it before, I just couldn't get it and I couldn't master it. But then with Mark there, you know, kind of coaching / playing, that really made a difference.
Oh, he's a pistol, man. We're going to drag him back on again later. He's kind of fun you could tell that guy's a player. He's a game player too. He's not just a designer. He's a player, man.
Oh yeah.
Because he was just as excited as we were about us playing that game. So
yep. No, that's good. That's good for a designer to do that, because I know there's some that, you know, kind of not walk away, but, you know, kind of like, I'm kind of like, you know, spending so many hours on it, I don't want to see it anymore type of thing. But he still wants to get into it, even after all the design. So it's all good stuff. All good stuff.
So
no,
I don't think
there's so many of them.
You know, if you could reach out, you said, was it Nathaniel or Nathan? You said, who was it?
Yeah, Nathaniel Mueller. Is that it? I can't remember. I know a number of Nathans. That's why I'm trying to remember the last name. But I've seen him on. I'll reach out and see what he says about getting on, talking about.
Tie him down for a Saturday night or something.
Exactly. I'll reach out. Another guy I noticed who was on there that I've played before, not in ACW, but with other stuff. His name was mentioned on there too. I can reach out to him too and see. I'm not sure he'd want to get on. He's not one to get on videos and stuff, but we'll see. See what we can do. That would be kind of cool. See what it's all about now that they've announced more stuff with it.
Yeah. Let's address the. Let me see. Let's put us up here. Take your.
Oh yeah, you can
take the game. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
You can take the game. Take the game down. I think I showed people enough and.
Let's discuss the. Okay, so you saw. I haven't seen it yet, but you saw a GMT update. Yes.
Yep.
And what is going on? What did I miss?
Hold on here. Let me pull it up. It's. Let me see if I can get it up here. Hold on. Let's see that.
This is going to be GBACW talk, guys. So get ready.
Yeah, we're talking GBACW. So if anybody didn't see GMT's December front cover or front paragraph, I should say, talking about an update that's coming down for GBACW. Now everybody knows the simple rules are coming along here. Here we go. I got it. Let me see if I can. I got to come back and share my screen. Hold on.
Chuck, you're going to get the simple rules for GBACW, and you're going to start playing. I see it coming.
All right. So okay, here we go. All right. So we're StreamYard. Okay. How do I share my screen here? Present. Share screen. There we go. Am I sharing? No, not yet. There. No, not that. That one. There we go. So here we go. Here's the update. I'm looking at it online here, monthly update 2025, December 2025. And you scroll down here right in the opening paragraphs. Here we go. Talks about long-awaited edition going on, P500. Simple GBACW 4-pack. All right, if people saw this. And what this is going to do is going to retrofit the simple GBACW rules into some relatively older games. So you're going to have Cedar Mountain for Twin Peaks, Death Valley.
Oh, and Death Valley. That, I mean, both that and the expansion all being retrofitted for simple.
Yep.
Amazing.
And the expansion, and then Into the Woods. That kind of intrigues me a little bit, given the complexity of Into the Woods.
Yep, that'll be huge.
Yep. And then they're also doing By Swords and Bayonets.
Okay, so what they're doing, guys, is they're taking these existing games and they're reconfiguring them to be able to play with the simple rule set they're creating. And I'm assuming that every game starting with 3 Dog going forward will be suitable, I would think, to the simple rules. I don't think they would do all this work if they weren't.
Yeah. I mean, they give a little bit more explanation down here and what they're planning for. It. Stuff coming out in the future is going to have that in there.
So they're going to sell a box with these game scenarios in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about, I guess my question would be is, okay, I own Death Valley. I own the expansion. Am I going to have to buy this new box in order to play the simple rules if I decide to do that? Or am I going to be able to play it?
It sounds like it, because let me scroll down here. Sorry to go fast for you, but there's a little bit more down below that I noticed after Wardrobe had sent out the email or the notice.
Casca.
Yeah, P500. Here we go. There's Napoleonics. Here we go. Now here's what you're going to get in there. This is the important thing that I saw. So you're going to get another copy of the rule book that's coming out in 3 Dog. But then all of the scenario books are going to be rewritten for the simple rules. So you can see there's scenario books for all of those games we just mentioned with the simple rules, plus new play raid cards. Presumably there's significant changes to warrant that. Now, there's the real question for me here is there's 4 counter sheets. They're adding 4 counter sheets. Now, are these just changes for administrative counters or are they actually unit counter changes? That's one of the questions I have in my mind right now coming out. And then I really like this because people have probably heard me say this too. There's this 11x17 2-sided mini map of Rutherford's Farm and Getty's Stand from 1864. Both of these are in Death Valley. And Rutherford's Farms, I tell people, is probably the best introductory scenario in Great Battles of the American Civil War, because it very low counter density, very little scenario specific rules, and you can get right into the game and start playing it and working at division level and things like that. So I think they're including that in there. That's my guess, just based on that. But that I think is pretty good.
It looks like this is mostly, this looks to me like the game that you have is still in effect. They're just going to give you all the documentation and whatever counters they're talking about.
Yep.
What's the contour packs though? Player aid charts? Player aid?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that. That's another good question. I know within Death Valley there is one scenario that has 50-foot contour levels, and that was McDowell, the last one I played. Those are 50-foot contours, but I thought that was just LSO. LOS.
Right.
And, everything else was 25. So I don't know if they're doing anything with the contours, or not contours, but anything with the line of sight rules.
You got to figure they do, because one of the top 5 gripes I hear about is people can't figure out line of sight.
Right. Yep. Line of sight is tough. I agree. So they've probably done something with that. Don't know. Oh, I noticed something else here too. I missed this before. Look at this.
That's Nathan Mueller right there.
Yeah.
Is that the same guy you're talking about for Panzer Grenadier?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, I see a two-pronged attack if we can get him on.
Look at this. They're putting the player's guide. I wonder if this is the same player's guide that's in By Swords and Bayonets.
Oh, good question.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
No. It's got to be. That's got to be a player's guide based off the simple rules.
Oh, okay.
That
Maybe
would be
you're right.
my guess.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I get it. And like I said, I did not accept this at first, but Dick laid the boom on me, and I completely get it. You need to draw some more people into a fantastic system.
Sure.
And look what starter kit's done for ASL. I'll guarantee you that crowd has increased.
Yeah. No. No, it could be very good. I mean, you got the starter kit with that. You've also, Great Battles of History has that simple rule set as well. That still gets plenty of play in there too. So we'll see. I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm definitely going to be looking into this, and I want to see it, because if it gets people started, and you get somebody into it, and they get the basics, and then they can graduate to the later rules if they want to. That's not a bad thing.
Right. I need to reach out to Dick. Yeah. Get him,
anyways,
get him on and talk to him.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I mean, I know the approach, they've really taken their time with it, and I know between working on with Three Dog and all the other games they've got that they're going to be popping before long. That's a lot of work. And Nathan, I'm assuming Nathan's pretty much doing all this on his own, isn't he?
I haven't heard too much about it. I think he is. I think he's got some other people he's roped in as well. Because, like I said, I recognized another name on the list of designers. So gonna have to reach out to him and see what his thoughts are. Probably the same thing, but we'll see if we can get Nathan come on, just like we had Mark on, and talk about this, particularly with Three Dog coming out. And
well, I'm pumped up for it. I'm still pumped up for Three Dog, and
definitely
every delay that takes is just heart wrenching. We're going to jump all over that the minute it drops.
Yeah,
all over it. Yeah. So, and I'm hoping Ross can pull a rabbit out of his hat.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm dropping a hint at one of my New Year's things here. I do want to get a big Great Battles, American Civil War back on the table before that comes out, just to refresh all the nooks and crannies of the rules with it. Not sure yet which one, but I got some ideas.
Joey, struggling with line of sight. I find that hard to believe, sir. I really do. But I get it. I mean, it's, I did the one little quickie on Into the Woods, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. I mean, the guys really dug deep, and they get deeper and deeper with each box that comes out. It'd be nice to see the simplified rules, maybe making that a little easier. I don't know. I just hate to see a good system with, I mean, there's guys right here in the chat that have put it on the table and have taken it down because it was just, they were, they struggle with it. I keep trying to think, is there a system in my world that I've set up in the rule? Well, Gauss is that's a killer. Gauss is a killer. But some of these guys in here, I know for a fact, they can handle Gauss like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So I guess to each his own, but still, all in all, excited about that. And can't wait to see it. And I will look at the simple stuff and see if I can't do some stuff on it. And maybe we can do an episode on it, chit-chatting about it once we understand it. How many pages did it say is in that rule book? 16 page?
16. Yeah. I think they're really trying to keep it small.
Well, we'll get it. We'll look through it. We'll see how much. I think what it is if you're if you're a hardcore ACW tactical player,
Mm-hmm.
if I don't want to be that person that nitpicks the basic rules to death. No, this was not real. This one, I need to comprehend it from the other perspective of, making the game playable in a lighter mode.
Yep.
So well, we'll see how that goes. So anyhow, I think
Yeah,
I'm going to call it a night. I'll post
Yeah, I was
up.
gonna say it's coming up to the top of the second hour here. Hopefully, everybody had fun with the chit chat and stuff like that.
There's Todd. Todd coming on. Good. We can talk with him about this real quick.
Yeah, this is a good comment from Richard. GBACW is hard to learn but fun to play.
Yeah,
takes time.
So Todd Lee, I doubt you're going to be around, but we have decided we're going to do a Battle of the Bulge show Saturday night. Microphone muted. I got you. Hold on. No, I don't either. There you go. Nope. There you go.
No one else can control me but me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'll check.
Yeah, I'm gonna pose the question that I'm refusing to put out there. I think we'll have a really good discussion about it.
Okay.
So, and maybe we'll talk about some of the games. And I know we've done a Bulge thing before, but I
yeah.
think this will be interesting. So I'm going to post that as soon as we get off here. But
yeah, no, it'll be good.
We were just talking about the Simple Rules GBACW box are going to be submitting.
Yeah, I saw that.
Rules and stuff in it. So that's that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
He says the guy that's doing the Simple Rules for GBACW is one of the guys for Panzer Grenadier that Camp's going to try to reach out to.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I don't know if he's the same one for Panzer Grenadier. I don't know about that, but
right.
I know the guy for GBACW. We'll see. We'll ask him.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So we'll plug that in for Saturday night. I think we'll have a good go around with that. I mean, I already know how things go with us. We can have one question, and that question will lead into 2 hours worth of chit chat. So
did you take the hill in Casino? Did you take it?
Not yet. No, we're still getting across the river. The Germans blasted the Americans with some off-board artillery here, but they're let me show you. Let me put this back up real quick.
You buying it, Jeff? You're buying the whole thing now?
All the modules?
Yeah, you got them all. Got them all.
I sent my letter to Santa Claus.
Okay,
cool. Yeah, we got these guys moved up. We got some engineers ready to go across the river, but they got disrupted. So we got to wait a little bit.
Cool.
So
pose a question.
We get across the river. That'll be the big thing. We can't take the hill.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to cross the river under fire or something.
Exactly.
I'm going to ask Kev here. He's a
the mountain scenario is good. Taking the Mastiff is
oh really?
I should do that one
for that mountain.
Yeah. Yep. It's the monastery, the Mastiff, where the monastery is, and there's a moderate sized scenario for that, which is pretty fun. It's difficult, I will say that.
How many historical maps like that do they have? I don't remember. I think most of it's geoboard, right?
It's mostly all geoboards. This is pretty much the only one that's historical like this with the detail that it gives.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see very many. Thanks, Joey.
No, most of it's geoboards.
Okay.
Anyhow.
Awesome.
Oh, spray on hair. This is just what I need.
There'll be more video coming out. I'll finish these turns up and get some more video out and keep it posted. I'd like to get it done.
I'll get some Wave of Terror stuff out too. So
awesome.
I'll shoot something this week, I'm sure.
Like to get some Bulge stuff out here too, but we'll see.
Now, I heard the Bulge game in Panzer Grenadier is actually one of their better ones.
Yeah, Elsenborn Ridge is very good. That's the one where I got the M10 half track got blew up on the last turn by the off-board artillery.
That's fun, or not.
Oh, that has winter boards as well. You actually have you get a choice of winter boards that have white colored.
That's
ground.
Cool. Awesome.
You know, somewhere along the line, we're going to have to do a Napoleonic show.
That's my next game. That's my next playing with my local guy that played GCA DCW with.
It's going to have to happen. Alan, do you even play any Napoleonic stuff?
Yeah, well, that's going to be some of the stuff I want to get on the table, doing either some of the OSG stuff,
Right.
or I've got a number of stuff. I've also got the Joie de Gloire. I mentioned that to you. That's the glory
that's right.
in there. That's kind of fun. It's the same stuff. Yep, Charles. Yep, Nappy. What else do I have for that? Well, if you count Command and Colors, you got that in there too.
It's one of the most complex implementations of that system. So
it is. I've still got I'm in a league with that I've been in for a number of years. I get blasted every time. Yeah, I get blasted every time. So
I think Todd had a cup of coffee with Commands and Colors.
I don't even know if I had that. I think I had a glass of water in passing or something.
Smelt the aroma. Is that it?
I smelled the box and like, man, I'm good.
Well, yeah, you just learn to play it. You don't sticker everything because that takes longer to play the sticker than to play the game.
Oh yeah.
I asked him to make a spreadsheet of the games that he's bought and sold and then bought again, and he said Excel won't cover that much data.
Yeah, no, it'll crash. There's too many lines, and I'm not going to invest in a SQL server, so I'm going to have to just deal with it. Yeah, that's hilarious, Jeff.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Oh, look at that. That's
All
interesting.
right, so all y'all out there, I sent a message to Kev. He's probably out having a shindig. I see if he answers me or not. If not, maybe we can get him on Chit Chat Saturday night. But I'll go ahead and post for the Battle of the Bulge. You all out there in chat land, start thinking about if there's any questions you want to throw at us, or some good memories or bad memories or games that you like in the Battle of the Bulge. And I'm going to pose an interesting question that hopefully a lot of y'all can respond.
Yeah, because he has been playing GTS Race for Bastogne, so it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
I know it's not. He's struggling with that system, but it's still Bulge, so that's cool.
And he keeps going back and forth with it too. I haven't watched and listened to a lot of stuff, but
there you go, Jeff. You need a Doom Battalion.
No, I've got the new Doom Battalions. The only one I don't have is
I don't.
the new one with the Brits in the desert, and what's it called? Hollow Legions. I don't have the new one of that.
Mainly Italian, Joe.
Italians, yeah.
Italian, yeah. That's the only one I don't have the new one on. I pretty much got all the new stuff. I mean, as far as core boxes go.
Right. Yeah, the only one I don't have is Hakapale.
Oh no, I don't have. I'm sorry, I don't have that. I didn't buy it. I was gonna buy that and I didn't. So
the Finns, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Todd, we were discussing, do we really need that? I mean,
I think they're going to come out with a historical module on it, but that'll be a couple of years. So I don't know. I wouldn't. I think it's it's an interesting thing, but I'm good. That's another point of discussion because they keep talking about all these hassles they're coming out with. I'm like, oh man, I may not even buy all those hassles. I don't know. We'll see.
Never ending.
I mean, it's great. I think it's cool, and that's my favorite part of ASL. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I like historic. That's I'm good with it though. All right, cool. I'm gonna go get out of that thing. I'll get the video posted for Saturday night. That's
Sounds
at least
good.
3 of us. Maybe giving Murray password on him. I don't know if Ross is going to be back or not. So, well, you guys, thanks for coming on. Battle of the Bulge discussion Saturday night. Try to get Kev on here. If I can get him on here, we'll just go round and round and see if I can't piss off the whole world.
Sounds good.
All right, see y'all later.
Bye. Bye.